What's up, everybody? Relic acoustic guitars from the Murphy Lab at Gibson. It's not blasphemy. You got to check it out. We've become a Gibson online dealer, one of a handful in the world, and now we're bringing you a bunch of Murphy Lab acoustic guitars that are absolutely incredible. Check out empiremusic.com. This is the Gibson Custom Shop 1955 J-45 light aged from the Murphy Lab. Let's check it out. What's up, everyone? It's Joe from Empire Music, empiremusic.com in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Proud home of a Gibson e-commerce dealer, one of only a handful in the world. Man, we are loading up on Gibson. If you've been following our site at empiremusic.com, you know we've been bringing tons of premium guitars in. We love premium guitars, custom shop guitars. Gibson Custom Shop, we've been doing some business with them over the last little bit, but as we've kind of gotten to this next level of their internet certified dealers, we have special access, and we're bringing in some just amazing guitars, no doubt about it. Check out empiremusic.com. You know we always do a pro setup. You know we always want your trade-in. There's a trade-in portal on the site. And you know that we don't carry a million brands. We carry the brands that we love really, really deep and give you a great selection with those guitars. And we're really proud of our growth with Gibson. And man, you know, the Relic thing is what it is, right? You know, it's just like, I feel like if you don't like Relic guitars, abort. Backspace, delete, move to a different channel for today, not permanently, just for today. The Relic guitars are really a complicated build, and I think in these particular instances are really something worth considering. Be open-minded. Now, if you like the Relic look, you're gonna be very happy. Gibson does these, they're exquisite looking. I mean, they're just beautiful, honest relics. I think that, you know, sometimes with electric guitars, we get to a point where it's like everything just looks like it was dragged behind a tour bus for 30 years. And that's just not the reality, right? Like if you've ever been to a vintage guitar show, very rarely do you see these guitars where there's no finish on them and it's just like one little patch on the back of the guitar and everything is just so worn. You know, it's like it's fun and it's cool and there's nothing wrong with those guitars, but it's like, you know, the aging process on these acoustic guitars from their light age through their heavy age and ultra heavy age, and they've got so many variations, is really amazing. What makes this guitar special is, in my opinion, two things in terms of its build. First is the Murphy Lab lacquer, which we're going to talk about, and next is just the total construction and appointments that lead you to this 1955 version. The 1955 version of the J-45 was a revision of the original. You know, in 1942, the J-45 came out, and it was quickly, I mean, one of the most recorded guitars in history. The nickname, the workhorse, which they always have in all their, you know, I wasn't there, so I'll take their word for it. But it was a guitar that you saw everywhere, you still see everywhere. A J-45 is one of the most prominent acoustic guitars. I think a J-45 and a D-28 are the most famous acoustic guitars of all time. But in 1955, Gibson kind of revamped the guitar a little bit and added a 20th fret, which is wild. So the J-45 was a 19 fret guitar for the first 13 years of existence. And now we have our 20th fret. So, you know, you wouldn't think it's a big deal, but they've elongated it, added that 20th fret. It's there. They also went to the 50 style pickguard, which you see is larger. Really cool. The banner went away on the headstock. And Sitka Spruce. So this guitar has a thermally aged Sitka Spruce top with mahogany back and sides. It's hot hide glue, so a super transparent feather light guitar. I mean, these guitars are super, super light. And, you know, without getting too far down the line, weight on acoustic guitars can matter. I think people get too bent out of shape about it because we don't know where the weight is. Is the weight in the neck? Is the weight in the block? Is it in the heel block. Where's the weight? We don't know. Obviously, you don't want like a super thick, heavy top. But these guitars are just really light. And what you notice immediately in playing it is the woodiness, Gibson's superpower, the woodiness, and kind of the transparency of the player in this guitar. It really replicates what the player is doing. And I think right out of the gate, 6 incredible voices right here. That bass is so prominent but focused, but it's got this earthiness to it that is so unique to Gibson. And it's just like, what's cool about the guitars that we carry is when you play a Martin, you get that massive bottom end, right? It's just like overwhelming. When you play this guitar and you play Gibson's, you get that that just really organic sound. I mean, it's like a guitar sounding woody is just, an adjective is, I don't want to say kind of silly, but that's the best way. It's just what comes to your mind because it's subjective, of course. But I think we all know what that means. You play a Taylor, it's hyper transparent. You get all that definition, right? So you notice those things. And this, it is just spectacular. The top end has that sparkle bit body, and it just feels, it almost feels kind of like raunchy and out of control, but in an in-control manner, if that makes sense. The guitar almost feels like it has no rules, right? It's got this ability to project exactly what you want to do. So when we're playing, it plays polite and nice, right? We can ask it to do that. And the characteristics are there, but it's just more managed. But when you ask this thing to step into gear, massive overtones, all this unique stuff happening, and the character of the sound. So it just feels like it can absolutely replicate what your right hand is asking the guitar to do. As you dig in a little bit, man, you get that extra little bit of woodiness and character, and it's immediate. I think why you have that is, okay, you have premium toed woods. Martin's got a great wood selection, great wood sourcing, very, very high level wood sourcing. Then you have top end builders, of course. You have hot hide glue on the braces, adding to that transparency. You have authentic bracing appointments, which is great. All that is really, really important. So the guitar's put together really well. Then you do this sneaky thing with the lacquer, and this is where the aging comes in. And what you have to think about is take a production guitar. Let's just take any import guitar that comes from any brand that's under $500, and it's got a poly finish on it. That's super thick. I would say, like, people tell me, oh, I don't want a relic guitar. I'm just going to buy this Epiphone. I'm going to wear it in myself. That's like wearing in a bowling ball, right? That guitar is never ever relicking unless you're chiseling it, right? And if you chisel it, you're just gonna take the finish off. You can't relic. It's not organic. It's a synthetic material that is super thick. Just sucks all the momentum out of the guitar. So that's why lacquer guitars are better, right? Lacquer guitars let the guitar breathe more. It's more transparent. It definitely represents us as a player more. But then when you want to relic a guitar, guess what you got to do? You have to change that formula to thin it out to allow for this relicking to work. And this is a hand sprayed burst finish and this special lacquer. I mean, it's super thin finish. Now that's what we're unlocking. So this is a light age. It's got some light relicking around the sound hole. If I'm telling you, this happens 10 times a week with these light age guitars. Customer will come in and go, oh, how old is that guitar? It doesn't look like, obviously when you look at a heavy relic Les Paul, or you look at a heavy relic Strat, they can almost look so over the top that it doesn't scream, oh, this was played at Woodstock. It just feels like it was it's a piece of art. Whereas this could absolutely pass the eye test when you're breezing by. Go, oh, is that an old guitar? Or if you don't know, you would definitely think it's an old guitar, right? It feels very true. But the advantage of that thin finish is this guitar just does whatever you want it to do. You hear the guitar sonically better than guitars that have a thicker finish. It's just the way it is. That doesn't mean that this guitar is the right one for you, or only relic guitars sound good. That's not the case, because it's on a case-by-case basis. And why customers like to reach out to us is that we'll A/B those guitars for you. We can help you take a video of the two side by side if you're considering, because just because this has a light age, that doesn't mean that a guitar that doesn't have an aging package on it couldn't sound better, right? Like, we don't know whatever that means to you. It'd have different characteristics. The way the guitar is responding in your hands, like one pass, right? Give it that go, you can just feel the sound pouring out of it, and you feel it just pushing against your body, even at a light attack. And what's cool about that is you notice it up here too, right? Lightly, heavily tacked, you're noticing is with each level of incremental playing, you're getting that guitar to open up for you. And to me, if I can give anybody any advice, when you're buying a guitar, whether you buy it from us, you're buying it in person somewhere else, you're buying a $200 guitar, you're buying a $20,000 guitar, I watch this all the time. Someone gets a guitar in their hands and the guitar's playing them, right? It's meant to do something that they don't do. If you come in and you're a small bodied fingerstyle player and you pick up a massive SJ200 and all of a sudden now you become a cowboy guitar player, right? That's cool on that guitar, but is that how you're going to use it, right? That doesn't do me any good. It's no different than if I bought a motorcycle and then I went home to take my family out, right? It doesn't do us any good. It's the wrong tool for the job. Doesn't demean the tool. You want to play the guitar. You don't want the guitar to play you. So you have to find instruments that allow you, if you need versatility, to get that. So in this instance, what's cool about this guitar, and you can see why it was so popular when its launch, the J-45 gave you just this ability to be put in a studio, and who's coming today? It didn't kind of matter because the guitar was going to replicate that player's wishes or the sound that they were trying to achieve very organically and honestly. And it's simple to see. I mean, you have a beautiful like 50s shaped neck on it, which is not too thick. It's just like maybe a medium C, I'd call it, for an acoustic guitar. It's just definitely not huge. Definitely not thin. I wouldn't even think about it. As I stared down to it, I was like, I didn't mention it, so I wanted to. But all the things you'd want in an acoustic guitar are right here. The feel's amazing. It's got natural appointments. The cool thing here too is you have not a long dropping glue saddle, so you can put a pickup in this guitar if you want, whereas, or an under saddle pickup, obviously if you go to like a Banner guitar or something like that, a lot of times they have the drop in. Now you have to go to a K&K or you have to do like a hi-fi, so you're limited in your pickup choices. Here you can put any pickup in it you want with that, which is pretty cool. And it just gives you a lot of versatility as a player in a premium price point, of course. A lot of times premium guitars do one thing really, really well. This guitar, like I said, are you a singer-songwriter? No problem. Are you in a rock band? No problem. You doing country? We got you. And there's just nothing, I can't imagine a scenario where this guitar just doesn't work. And the whole Murphy Lab ecosystem and the Gibson acoustic side specifically, we're working a lot with them, is allowing us to find the opportunity to give you variations of these important historical guitars that are maximized. And you know, with us, we dial in our setups to maximize. Everything we're doing is to bleed every inch of potential out of something, right? And they've really got us to the finish line on a guitar like this. Let's go through and just strum it a little bit so you can just kind of hear it up and down the fingerboard, so you can take just a few seconds to hear the instrument without any talking here. So let's check it out. for as out of control as it can be, and in a great way, in that just the way you imagine a guitar sounding when you like listen to an amazing artist, like, oh, that guitar just sounds so lively and organic. It offers this opportunity to give you these beautiful tones. It's just a special instrument, and the Murphy Lab guitars offer this quality sonically across the board. So whether it be a Dove or an SJ200 or 185 or whatever instrument you're after, J-35s, we've got all those great guitars. So check out the site for sure, and we can help you find the right tool that you're looking for and the right sonic set. But the response level is represented honestly here, and I think you'd find that across all those guitars. It's a Gibson Custom Shop 1955 J-45 from the Murphy Lab in a light aged. Check out empiremusic.com. We want to talk to you a few questions. Just hit us up at the shop. We're going to find you the right guitar. We're going to get you hooked up, take your trade in, whatever you need to do to get to a premium instrument like this. We're excited. If you have questions about anything Gibson, we've got a huge selection of Gibson, more coming every day. Always dialing your guitars in with that pro setup. Give us a shout at the shop, 412-343-5299. Chat on the site, whatever you want to do. We're here to answer all your questions. Thanks for watching.